Hello friends, this is an e-lecture for BA Part 2nd students of English Literature. I am Dr. Garima Jain, Assistant Professor of English in MSJ College Bharatpur, and this lecture is to brief the students about the syllabus of English Literature paper first of BA Part 1st students. So let's begin. In English literature, there will be two papers, first paper and second paper. Both papers will be of equal marks, that is 100 marks. The first paper that we are going to discuss today in this lecture is about poetry and drama. So first, I am briefing you, I am discussing here the pattern of the paper. So in all, there will be 10 questions in the paper. And out of these 10 questions, students need to attempt any 5 questions. Each question carries equal marks, that is, each question carries 20 marks. And so 20 into 5, 100 marks question paper is there. Out of the 10 questions given, question number 1 and question number 2, these will be compulsory, that students have to compulsorily attempt these questions, question number 1 and 2. Apart from these 2 questions, they'll be required to attempt 3 more questions, selecting one from each section, section 2, 3 and 4. So the paper will be divided into different sections, and question number 1 and 2, these will be compulsory, and apart from these 2 questions, the other 3 questions are to be selected from 3 different sections, section number 2, section number 3 and section number 4. Now about the question number 1, this question will contain 10 short answer type questions of 4 marks each, and these 10 short answer type questions will be based only on section 1. From these 10 short answer type questions, students need to answer only 5 questions, any 5 questions. These are short answer type questions, so students need to write their answers in about 50-60 words, that is 3 to 4 lines. Coming to question number 2, which is also compulsory like question number 1. Question number 2, it will be based on the other 3 sections, that is section number 2, 3 and 4. This will be the question about explanations. There will be 8 extracts, and they will need to be explained with reference to context. Out of these 8, students need to attempt any 4, and these 4 will be 5 marks each. Okay, so question number 1 and 2, these will be compulsory. Question number 1 will be based from section 1 only. Question number 2, this will be about explanations, and this will be based on section 2, 3 and 4. The other 3 questions, they will be asked from section 2, 3 and 4. They will be long answer type questions. Now we discuss the syllabus. So the whole paper is divided into 4 sections. The first section is about, there are 2 divisions here. First is History of English Literature from 1746 to 1850. Social, political, and economic background, major literary movements, and chief characteristic feature of the period, major writers and their works. So, in the section first, students will be guided about the history of English literature of a particular period, that is 1746 to 1850. This is the period of pre-romanticism and romanticism. All the writers that you read in this paper 1 of BA second year, they are from pre-romantic and romantic period. And so to make the students well acquainted with the trends of this period, this division, this part, history of English literature is given, so that students can understand that what are the major characteristics of the period, who are the major writers of this period, what are the major trends in this period, and so they can establish themselves, the writers that they are reading, in the tradition of historical background. Secondly, students will also be acquainted with the literary terms. The literary terms are specified here. These are elegy, ode, ballad, comedy, tragedy, hamartia, soliloquy, aside, catharsis, transferred epithet, oxymoron, and pun. These are the literary terms that students have to study in detail. They need to learn the explanations, they need to learn the definitions of these literary terms, and this will be asked in their question paper, in their examination. So, the first question in their question paper will be from the section 1. So, as I told you earlier, the section, the question number 1, it will be divided into 10 short answer type questions. Okay, so from this history and from the literary terms, there will be 10 short answer type questions of 4 marks each. Okay, 5 into 4, students need to answer any 5 questions, and their answers should be only about 50 to 60 words, that is in 3 to 4 lines they have to answer their questions. I hope you guys are familiar with these literary terms. Elegy, in first year you have read elegy. Elegy is a kind of a song which is sung on somebody's death. Ode is a poem of invocation, when we invoke someone, when we call someone, remember someone. Ballad is a long lyric-like poem. Comedy is a kind of a play which ends happily, merrily. Tragedy is the opposite, a kind of play which ends in gloom, which ends in grief. Hamartia is a term devised by the philosopher and critic Aristotle, which means the flaw of character, the fault in somebody's character that results in his or her doom. Soliloquy is a device, is a name used for a technique when the character on a stage, that is a character in a play, he speaks to himself. Aside is again a kind of device, it is again a kind of term which is used when the character on a stage, he speaks only to himself, but it is not audible to the other characters. Catharsis is the purgation of somebody's emotions. It is a kind of a medication. Transferred epithet is again a device when when the quality of one thing is transferred to some other object. Oxymoron is a paradox like device. Pun is a play on words. You all know about this. So, these are the literary terms. History and literary terms, these are given to you, these are detailed in the book which is prescribed for you students of BA Part 2nd, Galaxy of English Poetry. This book is out in the market, and in this book, in detail, the history of English literature from this period, 1746 to 1850, this is given in detail, and also the literary terms are well explained. So you students don't need to read any other book. If you read this book thoroughly, you definitely can understand all this. Coming to section 2, this is about poems, and there are 6 poets in this section, and these 6 poets, they belong to the pre-romantic period, or we also call this period as the transitional period. Transitional period here means that the poetry of this period or the poets of this period, they are moving from one phase to another phase. They are moving from the phase of classicism to romanticism. This is a kind of a threshold that the classical ideas are not completely forgotten and the romantic ideas, the romantic characteristics are not completely achieved. So this is a kind of a transition. Okay, and that is the reason that the romantic period is divided into 2 parts, pre-romantics and romantics. So these poets, they belong to the pre-romantic era. So in their poetry, we'll find both the classical trends as well as the romantic trends. First, the very first writer we have in our syllabus is James Thomson. He is the heralder of romanticism. He is the most prominent transitional poet of English literature, and Hymn on Solitude is the poem which is given in your syllabus by James Thomson. This poem presents a kind of appreciation of solitude, but it is different from the manner of the neoclassicists or classical poets. Here in this poem, we will see that Thomson revels, he actually appreciates solitude, and he finds solitude in every feature of nature. Then next we have William Collins. Ode to Evening by William Collins is there in your syllabus, and this is the masterpiece by William Collins. The poem, as the title shows, the poem is about evening, and in this poem, the poet is describing, he is appreciating the beauty of evening by addressing her 2 different beautiful names, Maid Composed, Calm Votress. These are different addresses that the poet uses for evening. Third, there is Robert Burns' Red, Red Rose. This is a kind of a love lyric in which the poet Robert Burns, he compares his beloved to a red rose, a beautifully written poem. Next, we have Thomas Gray's Elegy, written in Country Churchyard. This is an elegy, but it is an unconventional elegy because it is not written on the death of a single person. The poet has written this poem over the death of numerous villagers, numerous numerous simple villagers. And here the poet, this poem is full of many philosophical interventions on mortality. Poet here draws that rich and poor alike, they both uh, live their life only leading to death. So the rich should not boast of their riches, and the poor are not without talent. Next, there is William Blake. He is again a prominent transitional poet, and there are two poems by him in our syllabus. One is Lamb, and the other is Tiger. In the Lamb, the poet compares Jesus Christ to an innocent and meek childlike lamb. And in the poem Tiger, the poet presents um, presents many questions about the fearsome tiger, and he poses questions about who created this mysterious and such a powerful creature. The last poem is by William Cooper, On the Receipt of My Mother's Picture. This is an autobiographical poem. William Cooper actually received a portrait of his mother from a cousin, and after receiving this picture, what ideas come to his mind and how he feels. He feels actually nostalgic and he remembers his mother. These ideas are presented in this poem. We come to section 3. This section again comprises of many poems by many poets, and these poets are the actual romantic poets. The real romantic poets, they are again divided into two sections. One is first generation romantic poet, and the second is second generation romantic poet. William Wordsworth and Lord Byron, William Wordsworth, Coleridge, and Byron. These are the first generation romantic poets, and Shelley and Keats, P.B. Shelley and Keats, these are second generation romantic poets. So the first poet that we'll read in this section is William Wordsworth, and we have 3 poems by him. William Wordsworth gave a new direction to English poetry. His poetry is not poetic in the real sense. He talks about common persons, he talks about common instincts, and he talks about the beauty of nature, and he talks about the guiding spirit of nature. There are many points where he differs from other poets. In the first poem, Daffodils, Wordsworth talks about the beauty of daffodils. In the second poem, Solitary Reaper, the poet talks about, he talks that language is not important. This poem is guided, this poem is derived from a real incident from Wordsworth's life, where he visits a place in Scotland and he hears a lady, he listens to a lady who is solitary, who is alone, and she is reaping in her fields. Wordsworth is not able to understand her language, but he can understand that this is something about love, this is something about lost love. Beautiful poem. The third poem, 3 Years She Grew, is from his Lucy poems, in which the poet tells us that nature has the quality, nature has the device to form our instincts. Nature is the main guiding spirit of humans. Then second, we have S.T. Coleridge. He was the friend of William Wordsworth, and they both collaboratively worked on many projects. Here we have Kubla Khan by S.T. Coleridge. This is a dream poem, a magnificently, beautifully written poem, and this is incomplete. There's a beautiful story that runs behind this poem. We'll read about this when we read this poem in detail. Third, there is P.B. Shelley's 2 poems, The Cloud and Love's Philosophy. Then there is Lord Byron, 2 poems again by him, She Walks in Beauty and To Tom Moore. Then there is John Keats, again 2 poems by him,
When I Have Fears, An Ode to Autumn. So different poems by different poets, and in each poem we'll come to know some important thing, some important trend about romanticism. All these are romantic poems, all these are poems based on romantic nature. Then the last section, section 4, this section consists of dramas. There are 2 dramas in your syllabus. One is Sacrifice by R.N. Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore. You all must have read something by Rabindranath Tagore in Hindi or English before. Sacrifice is a play about animal sacrifice. In this play, a king of Tripura, whose name is Govinda, he abolishes this this trend of animal sacrifice in his land, that animals cannot be sacrificed in temples. He gives this verdict that animals will not be sacrificed even by his own queen. So this play is about eradicating social evils, about removing, about in some or the other way removing the social evils that are prevalent in our society. R.N. Tagore is one of those Indian reformers who actually talked about social evils and how they should be eradicated. The second play is by G.B. Shaw. He is a English dramatist, a leading English dramatist of 20th century. And he has written many plays. Arms and the Men is the play which is in your syllabus. And in this play, G.B. Shaw talks about in this play he talks about how romantic ideals don't work in practical world. This is a beautiful romantic comedy in which the background is that of wars and battles, and there's a love triangle. So this is it, and the book that is prescribed for you for this paper is named as Galaxy of English Poetry Part 2. The book is available in the market, and you guys can have this book from the market. So